Hi everybody, welcome to the Simon Tefula Show. This show is all about real entrepreneurs doing real things. No half, no puff, no fluff. On this show as well, I love diverse founders. I love diverse founders from underestimated backgrounds, under.
Wait, you said
Let's carry on.
You already said underrepresented. What else did you say?
Bloody hell, man. Should I just carry on, right? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends and frenemies, welcome to the third episode of the Simon Tefula Show. This show is all about real entrepreneurs, real stories. No half, no puff, no fluff. We're all about interviewing people doing real things, creators and trailblazers that are doing all sorts of amazing things. And on this show, I particularly love diverse founders. So founders from underestimated backgrounds, underrepresented backgrounds, disadvantaged backgrounds, that have overcome the odds to make things happen. And today, I have somebody here that is pretty much the definition of a creative tech entrepreneur. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome my guest.
I'm here.
To the Simon Tefula Show. Yo, bro, thanks so much for coming down. Appreciate
my
that.
Pleasure, my pleasure.
As you can see, I love making my guests really comfortable, man.
Very kind man.
You can be yourself when you come to this show. If you come to this show, I'm not gonna judge you. I'm not gonna say anything that, you can say what you want. You can do what you want. You can just be yourself because I believe, being yourself is the highest pinnacle of honesty, bro.
Yo.
So Rob is a friend of mine. We've known each other for some time.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Kigozi does so many amazing things, but where do we start, man?
Where do we start? Where do you want to start?
Where were you born?
Where was I born?
Yeah.
Cool. So, as you can tell by my accent, it's not obvious already. I was born in London, South London. Get me?
From the ends.
From the ends, cause so I was brought up in Brixton actually. So Brixton Hill, and then at the age of 11. I then moved literally across the road to Streatham Hill. Okay. So still same postcode and whatever.
Yeah.
So that was during a time where my parents had separated.
Okay.
As you can imagine, it was quite a tough time. Blah blah blah. Got a younger sister, so it impacted us.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. And I feel for me being sort of the only boy, but also the oldest and the first, it kind of hit me not having necessarily my father figure there all the time. Do you know what I mean? Shout out to my dad though, he does support me and stuff like that and has been a great support.
Shout out to Paps.
Shout out to Paps. Do you know what I mean? But obviously growing up through those key stages to kind of transitioning from a boy to a man, it was quite difficult to sort of find my feet in terms of, becoming a man as it were. So, I kind of had to figure out myself, but also learn from my mum as well, etc., etc. As you can imagine, back in them days, Brixton is not the Brixton that we know of today.
It's all gentrified now, right?
Gentrified is I'm not going to use those words, which is gentrified. Do you know what I mean? So, back then, a lot of my peers were doing crazy things, man. They were on the roads, as you can imagine, just, getting in trouble with authorities and that. And to be honest, I look back and I'm like, it wasn't their fault, to be fair. There's nothing else to do. Poverty was pretty, insane and stuff like that. But I tell you what, though, just kind of seeing the extremities of that environment where it either ended up in two ways, which was literally prison or 6 foot under. Wow. Death was okay, cool, I'm not going to get involved in any of that. And seeing, close friends, even some older, family members getting involved.
Wow.
I was like, no.
Yeah. So
I'm kind of seeing that from a very young age. Thank God for allowing me to have that foresight to know that this is not going to take you far.
Yeah.
I then decided to kind of just become the best I can be from that sort of age. Primary school, I was deputy head boy. Secondary school head boy.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, sixth form I was a prefect. So I wanted to intentionally get into positions of leadership.
Yeah. To
then kind of come back to the ends, as it were, and kind of show the brothers and sisters that look despite your background, the adversity that's happening around us, it's not an excuse to hold you back.
Amazing.
You understand? So you can overcome kind of thing. So I've always tried to do that in everything I do. It's always about my people and how I can impact them. So that's kind of, you know, I guess, which then takes me to how I kind of got into entrepreneurship and stuff like that. Actually, before that, one thing as well that helped is my mum put me into like loads of like creative classes. So she actually put me into music. She's the reason why I'm actually a musician, to be fair. So
so talk about that story, because this is a really interesting story. So you went to a music school.
Yeah, I went to a music school.
For how long?
I was there. So I went to the London Junior. Jesus. It's called. It's in Clapham Common. It's been so many years. So, but then I went to the Centre for Young Musicians in Lambeth North. Okay. So it was 2 years in the junior school, which is LCYM, I believe, and then it was like the sort of like from 12 to 19. So altogether, I was there for about 10 years. Wow. 10 years and a bit. So I did classical music.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So you're classically trained music.
Yeah, classically trained.
Sheku Mensa, know that. Oh my days, that's incredible! Wow.
Yeah.
What do you play then?
Cello is my everyone. Yeah, it's my first instrument. Everyone's
basically you're Sheku Mensa.
Yeah, slightly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So done that for 10 years, but I learned a lot of music theory. So it was quite interesting going to music school. You know, black guy learning classical music, but then obviously at home I'm listening to like hip hop and. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Basically black music.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? From us. So it was actually a very interesting fusion of both, and it helped me to kind of create my own style when it comes to like production and music and stuff like that.
Amazing. What kind of instruments do you play? So you play cello?
I then picked up keys just by ear. Literally, I just just started kind of listening to songs and just figuring it out on keys. And that's kind of how that came about, which was quite fun. So. And then since then, I've tried to I'm trying to learn guitar a bit as well, but mainly cello and keys. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, wow. So you're basically school. You know, you got to sixth form. At one point, you then decided to go to uni. Like who made that decision for you? Was that your decision? Was it influenced by your parents?
I think it was partly my decision, but also my parents. You know, they were very sort of like clear in saying that, look, you know, if you want to sort of have at least a fighting chance of getting somewhere in this country, you need a degree. And I heard that, and that's cool. And I didn't mind. And I wanted to go to uni anyways. I thought like, if anything, it's a great experience to just get out the nest, as it were, live on my own, build my people skills, you know what I'm saying, all that kind of stuff. But also, I wanted to study economics strategically. To know that, you know, I could learn about, you know, macroeconomics, to understand, you know, the behavior of business, stuff like that in the market, and then eventually use those skills and apply it to what I'm doing today. So it was definitely a worthwhile experience and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, 100%.
So you then go to uni. Which uni did you go to?
I went to Portsmouth University. Shout out to Portsmouth University.
Yeah. And what was your experience like down there?
It was fun, man. Yeah. Listen, it was fun. Funny enough, right?
You have a typical uni experience. You know what I mean by that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did have a typical. Yeah. Do you know? Funny enough, though, my third year was actually my best year, like the most fun year, because typically everyone's like, "Oh my god, like attestation and stuff." Really? Honestly, I think it's because my housemates were legends, man. Shout out to Omar and Abs. They were. Like, it was so fun, bruv. Like, I had a really good balance between like work and play in that year. I think I really enjoyed that year. But good experience, great uni.
So you finished uni, you then moved back to London?
Yeah, moved back to London.
And what do you do then after that?
So I kind of what was interesting actually. So I remember at uni, our lecturers kind of sold us this vision of. We're going to get this degree and we're all going to work in great banks and be on great salaries and stuff, which I was, which I actually was very happy lucky to have left and got a graduate job pretty much straight away, which was great.
Great. Yeah, that's great.
So I then started doing consulting, basically contract work as a business analyst. So I worked for a few clients. My longest client I stayed with was RBS Corporate Bank, which is now on NatWest, I believe. So Liverpool Street, Bishopsgate.
Okay.
So I was there for just under 2 years.
Okay.
And yeah, man, I learned a lot. But interestingly, that vision that our lecturers sold us was most definitely not what I experienced. So on the outside, the building was great, but on the inside, it wasn't the one. And I'm not going to badmouth them on camera, but it just wasn't the one in it. So,
but you know, bruv, this is the thing about the corporate world, right? Lots of people on the outside are really dying to get in, but those on the inside are like dying to get out. It's a crazy thing.
Yeah, it really does. It does really clamp your. You kind of just lose sight of what you actually like. So there's, for me, I'm always creating music and stuff like that. So when I realized that, being there kind of like just damaged my kind of my routine in being creative, I was like, look, this is not a problem, because then I was losing a part of myself. Do you understand? Like, money's great and all, but at the end of the day, we all die with nothing. Like, and you'd rather live a happy life,
of course.
You know what I mean, with nothing, or be rich and be unhappy. Like, no, like rather be happy, kind of thing. So going through that just opened my eyes to what happiness is and stuff. So I didn't realize, okay, cool, I need to start chasing what I have in my mind and my visions and stuff like that.
Okay.
So
did you then decide to leave at that point then?
It was actually quite interesting. So I was kind of in the background working on, so for the property stuff. So because I always wanted to get into property anyways.
Okay.
So what I was doing at the time, whilst I was at RBS, I was actually also networking very, very hard in the property industry. So whilst I was there, I was like going to networking events during the week, meeting various people within the industry, building sort of connections with them, just understanding what strategy I wanted to use. And I realized like property development was definitely something I wanted to get in because it's quite long term. Also seeing, stuff back home as well, with what family's done and whatnot, was like, cool, this is definitely something from a legacy perspective that I most definitely should get involved in, as well as a sort of financial gain from it as well. So I went to seek, mentors within that area. Okay. Found great mentors such as Martin Skinner, who's a very well-known developer in London, doing loads of like co-living, that kind of vibe. Yes. So like quite quirky, quite cool for like young professionals and whatnot. So seeking people out like that. Whilst I was still at RBS. So and the more I started to tap into that, the more I was like, this is what I really want to do. This is what I really want to start and really build long term. And then I started to shadow developers for free, because I actually was trying to apply to property development firms. Okay. To like just leave and switch my job, but a lot of them said you have no experience. So what I then did was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna work for free, and it pricked a lot of people's interest. They were like, okay, so you really want this? And I'm like, I'm down, kind of thing. So I was taking my weekends out to go and, mentor people, to be mentored by people and just do things for free. I then cut my hours down to part-time, and then I started to take on more work for my property stuff. And it just then transitioned, and then suddenly I decided to take the leap and just focus on my property stuff, and then build other things part-time as well on the side. So amazing. Yeah, man. So it's been crazy. Like it's been just nuts the way things have just fell into place. Yeah. Just because I literally decided to almost follow what has been written for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, so what was the reaction of those around you, especially like your parents, in terms of what was their reaction? Because obviously having African parents, living a stable corporate job, trying to do this thing, what was the
do you know what? Surprisingly, like I think my parents were quite supportive actually. Okay. They weren't as I guess why are you doing that for? As I thought they would be. So that's nice. And as you know, like having the support of your parents is always a great thing. Do you know what I mean? So to be fair, they were quite. They've always been supportive. To be fair, good. Even me just like doing music first of all. You know what African parents are like? What's music?
Yeah, no. The fact that they took you to music school as well.
Exactly. So to be fair, kind of badmouth them like that, because they've always been supportive. Funny enough, it was more so other people, extended family, and also acquaintances, not friends, I'd say, that had something to say, to be fair. Okay. People that I'd actually worked with as well in the banking sector were like, why are you gonna go do that? Like, you're on a good salary. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But it's not about listening to their voices, because they're sort of projecting their own internal sort of doubts and experiences. Yeah. So to be honest, it's just in one ear and out the other. Yeah. Not gonna lie.
That's the thing.
Do you know what I mean? So that was kind of the general sort of feel from people. But most importantly, I was getting good feedback from the people that I really care about, which is my family. Yeah. immediate family sister as well was very, very supportive, and she's still.
And that's all that matters at the end of the day, right? Like,
yeah, honestly.
If they're not paying your bills, or they don't, what's the good?
Honestly.
Could do with it. So you then set up a property company. So tell us about this property company.
Yeah.
What is it called, and what exactly does it do?
Yeah. So my property company is called IDEQ, or IDEC, as it's pronounced, the acronym. So it's an acronym which stands for Innovation, Design, Experience, and Quality.
I love that name, man.
Thank you, man.
That's
Thank
great,
you.
man. From a branding perspective.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
Really cool.
Appreciate that. So those are sort of the underpinning, I guess, pillars of what we want to project into everything that we do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so we focus on the property development side of things. We focus on two things. We focus on commercial and residential. Residential is typically small to medium scale schemes. Some of the stuff you see around London. So we're focusing on sort of schemes of 9 to. We can actually go up to as big as 50 if you wanted to, but we're just taking baby steps. So we're working on a 9-unit scheme at the moment. So anything between 9 to 20ish units we'll be comfortable with at this moment in time. Yeah. So we're working on a 9-unit scheme at the moment in Haysborough, which is right on the coast of Norfolk, with a senior developer, mentor of ours called Alan Christie, who is director of an educational company, and he's also a developer himself. So we're doing that with him. And then the commercial side is we're working with like blue chip companies, so drive-through schemes, food retail like McDonald's, petrol filling station companies like Welcome Break, Euro garages. So we've got one site that we've secured in Colchester. So we're working with a number of people to kind of push that through. So we're working with Highways England at the moment just to understand the implications of doing something there. We've also we're starting to negotiate on another site in Wales, which is going pretty well. Got some interest on that. So, man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, the thing I love about what you're doing is that, with property, there's so many people that have made so much money out of it. And everyone knows you can do this, but not many people actually know how to go about it. Especially if you're from sort of like... 100%. If you're from minority disadvantaged backgrounds. And I did say this to you. About a couple of years ago, I caught up on a Twitter thread that went viral of this girl, I won't say her name, and she was talking about her experience of actually investing. She was like 21, and she had like 2 or 3 properties, and she'd flipped, and she'd made all this money. And she, we had this conversation.
We did. I know.
And she basically like made all this money in a short period of time without necessarily using her money. So I think she sort of got mentored. And she wrote this blog post. And I was really intrigued. So I actually reached out to her and I tried to find out, hey, how did you get started? What did you do? Yeah. And she just never responded. Like I tried, and I just thought, let me just leave it. But the thing I love about what you're doing is that you're doing this very openly. And not just that, but you're actually now mentoring other people, because I know you bring in people, and like you mentor other people and you help them. It's incredible. Like for a lot of people, it's a lot easier to it's easy to kind of like help other people when you're winning. But like when you're not winning, or when you're kind of on the way to winning, it's even more incredible when you're helping others. And this is the thing I like about what you're doing.
I'm on the way to winning, man. Like it's important. I think like there's power in numbers.
And
I feel like, especially people in our community, man, we need to understand that concept. Like we don't like.
Oh my god! I don't even know what to say about that.
You know what I'm talking about, man. Like, we don't even talk about it like that.
But
do you know what I mean? Like it's important to like we can all eat. Just help each other.
That's the thing. There's enough abundance for everybody. Like I can't stand people who are selfish, because if you can help others, true successful leaders really create other leaders. That's the thing. It's not just about how much stacks can I have in my pocket. Like it's all about, look, how can I help the next generation? One of the things about somebody like Sir Alex Ferguson, love him or hate him, is not the fact that necessarily he won all these accolades, but actually the amount of leaders he's actually created throughout his tenure.
He's created some of
the
best players
they're all going to be managers, and leaders elsewhere. So, when you're in a position of power or responsibility or privilege or opportunity,
exactly.
Give some of that people, and this is what you're doing, which is incredible.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
So again, I don't know much about property. I'm still trying to get into that whole property game,
and that's where I want to teach, because what I kind of want to do, I've kind of worked it backwards, because you find out a lot of people, they do what you're doing, which is they've got their tech company, it becomes $1 billion pound business, and then they reinvest that money into property. I'm working it the other way around, where let me start with the property and inject that money into my stuff, but also other people's stuff as well, which I'd love to do. I'd love to inject money into other people's things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you talk about all the other things that you want to do or you do, let's get into that, because you're like the original jack of all trades. I thought I was, dude, like when I first met you at Google Campus, which is now Google Startup Land. We were introduced by Deborah.
Yeah, Deborah.
Shout out Deborah, YSYS, founder YSYS, diversity champion, and
come on.
And she said to me, "Hey Simon, do you know this dude?" And you like had designs of suits, like you were rendering suits.
Yeah, I was rendering suits. I was.
So tell me about. Let's talk about that whole venture. Like, I know it hasn't exactly got off the ground. But like, just generally tell me about.
Yeah. So I've always just had like a bug for like just men's tailoring, man. I love the power of a suit and the way it makes a man feel. I love.
Tell me about
the
it.
Exactly.
The lapels. The sharpness.
Yo, this guy. This guy is always coming in with a double-breasted suit trying to stake me,
Double-breasted thing is my thing,
double-breasted is quality, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
double-breasted with a turtleneck as well.
Listen, ladies,
that's what
they come out to play.
Yeah.
So I've always had just a thing for suits tailoring. I feel like it just like exhibits a different kind of energy. Like,
of course, yeah.
It's like when you wear a suit, you just carry yourself different, man. You feel more, you're more productive. It's crazy. It's weird. So like, so I've always had this idea of just creating like a suit brand which inconspicuously refers to the sort of like nature and the natural design of Africa. So Africa is very diverse in its color and texture in terms of the landscape. So as opposed to using very generic patterns, I've wanted to use the cool colors of Africa to kind of just get them into a silhouette and project that, and a bit in a more, I guess, from a more inspirational view as well. I kind of want to show a more positive view of Africa, because as you know, in the media they don't particularly paint a positive picture of the continent. Even though,
boy, do we don't know that. Why do you think we started this show, right?
That's it.
Yeah, on Voice is Hard, right?
Even though we are the breadbasket of the world, and they've come and stolen everything from our country. Anyway,
that's not
so you know, for me, there's also an underlying. I want to use this to empower. And it's not to say that I just want to empower African people, but at the same time, I want to get everyone to educate people and actually understand that at some point in your bloodline, you are African. I actually remember there was this BBC program documentary, and this lady, a white lady actually, she said that so she scientifically proved that each and every one of us has some sort of, you know, Africa is where as a human race we've all.
It's Africa specifically.
Yes.
Where we're from.
Exactly where we're from.
Yeah.
Anyways, So I kind of at the same time want to bring everyone in being subtle with it. I want to allow people of all colours to wear my stuff. Yeah. You know, even though the main route is Africa. So it's a made to measure brand. Yeah. So
what's the brand called? What's it gonna be?
So I don't know if this is cocky or not, but I named it after myself.
Well, this show is named after me, so there's nothing wrong about it. There's nothing wrong with naming something after yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Robert Kigozi, so it's Archer Gozi.
Great, fantastic. Look, you know, there's
listen,
Armani, Versace.
You get me, like,
you know, what's wrong with you naming your brand after yourself?
You
might as well
and also another thing I want to do as well, because another friend of mine is also involved in this in the long term. I always talk about him, Cass, who's also my business partner in film, which we'll talk about in a second. So we would love to start our own fashion house, an African black-owned fashion house. Okay. When you look at the fashion world, there's like hardly any black-owned fashion houses. All of them Prada, Givenchy, blah blah blah. They're all Italian, French, Balmain. Do you know what I mean? Where's the African fashion houses at? And what's crazy, ironic, is that a lot of these mainstream fashion houses have subtly from black culture, dude.
There's very high mainstream high-end designer that was using flipping African print, making African print dresses, selling for like £3,000 in some shop.
What is this? There's actually another designer,
and I was like, I was like, what's going on here? Like we've been doing this
a
few years ago. I think it was Louis Vuitton or somebody. Create, you know, those in Ghana they have those bags, the market bag, you know the one. And I try to like, man, they got slated.
Do you know what I mean? And what's mad is that then they have the cheek to have no black models on their catwalk.
And the thing is because of the lack of diversity as well. Like somebody should have been in that room and told them, look, this bag here that you're this design.
Do you understand the historical?
You know, but that's another story for another day. But I was going to say the thing I love about your suit brand is that the colors.
Thank you very much.
The colors stand out. Like I went to law school. During law school, when I was doing this module called advocacy, you present a case in front of a judge and essentially have to speak out. But to do that, you have to be dressed up in modest clothing, so you can't wear a bright colored tie.
Really?
Look at me. Like I just.
Is that offensive?
Yeah, but well, they actually fade you based on that. So anyway, you know, you can only wear a dark suit, navy, or black suit, and like really kind of like. Very monotone colours.
That's
and
it.
Obviously, what I like about your brand is it's very vibrant, it's very colourful.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's all about bringing flavour, colour, spice, and seasoning to the table. That's what you did with the show brand, isn't it?
That's what I'm trying to do, man. I mean, like Oswald Boating was a massive inspiration.
Oh man, I love that dude, man. Can't afford the suits just yet, but Oswald,
Oswald, shout out to Oswald.
Hit a brother rap.
Do you know what's crazy? I actually bumped into him one time.
Are you kidding me?
On Oxford Street. I was with my business partner, Josh.
Did you speak to him?
Of course I did. What do you mean?
Oh, wow.
I was
like a selfie.
And I didn't because he was in a, you could tell he was in a rush, bruv. He was going to somewhere. he was.
I think. Yeah. So you've met him on Oxford Street.
Yeah. I met him on Oxford Street. So I was walking with my business partner. I think we'll come back for a meeting. Mm-hmm. Do you know what? That day was really weird. And I'll explain why. So we were walking, whatever. Then we saw this tall black man, and I was like, "That's." Was a bird taking.
Yeah.
I was like, Josh. I was like, Josh. He was like, and Josh really loves Oswald Boating. As in, he has a poster in his room, man.
Oh wow.
I'm sorry, dude, but he has a poster in his room back home where he's from. Of Oswald Boating.
That's great.
So you can imagine him. He was like, oh my god, like what? So.
Did you guys actually stop him? Man?
I stopped him. I was like, Mr. Boating, listen, man, I just want to say you're a massive inspiration. Like, thank you so much for what you contribute to our community. And he was mad cool. He was like, thank you, brother. Do you know what I mean? I was just like, keep doing what you're doing, kind of thing. And I thought to myself, one day, we're gonna be friends, kind of thing. So he went off, and then like. Half an hour later, we then bumped into David Hay.
Oh wow!
The boxer. It was a really weird day.
That's crazy.
Anyways, whatever.
It's amazing. Yeah. And it's great that you bring up David Hay because of course, he's into boxing and stuff. And like one of the things I wanted to touch upon was obviously your filming, movie making side of things. So. One of the things that I find really interesting is that you have this talent, like you actually have a movie production company. So tell me about how did it come about? How did you start that?
Yeah, so I co-own a production company. It was started by my business partner Caspian, who is a multi-talented man, singer, actor, director, screenwriter. Also
a list of accolades, man.
100%. No, I can vouch for this guy, man, and he's also, most importantly, very, very passionate about the community and helping young people in our community. Very, very big about men's mental health, especially amongst black men, which is something that, as we know in our culture, is a bit taboo and something that we don't like to discuss. So he's created a number of initiatives to help that. But on the film side of stuff, he started this company called Symphony Park back in 2015. 2015. And he set out to, just very simply create inspiring content that has a long-lasting legacy kind of thing, a long-lasting impact. So we're very blessed to be friends of the Wall of Comedy, which is run by Javan Wade and Percy Ascot as well.
So nice. Now a big Hollywood star.
Who are doing their thing. Obviously, Percy's in The Innocents on Netflix.
Can we get an award for me and to get him on this show, bro?
Just drop him a text. And then and Javan obviously doing his thing now. Out in the US and that. Recently brought on as a cyborg.
Bro, I was watching Wall of Comedy like maybe 5-6 years ago. Where it was just a Facebook thing. And they were just literally the man them on the wall, like. Literally, man them on the wall.
Man them on the wall.
You need to go watch those comedy skits. They were hilarious.
They were funny.
Actually really good.
They were pioneers in the game, and they've created that space, I feel.
And obviously, recently he's been in Sarah's Story.
Sarah's Story is massive.
It's crazy, but so you've actually worked with them.
So we've co-produced a show with them with the Wall of Comedy. It's called New School Life. So it's quite kind of takes the mickey out of various situations that we witnessed at school. Quite satirical. We've got kind of like older actors always being kids, as it were, in that school environment. So Cass plays the teacher, Mr. King, and then we have various other actors there as well.
Yeah, Casper is quite good, man.
Definitely. You guys need to connect, man. Like he's definitely someone to know. Sorry. And now we're sort of we sort of focused on comedic content. We want to do feature-length films as well. So we are in the midst of writing 2 scripts.
Wow.
One for like almost like an Afro-futuristic type
what kind
film.
of type of
what kind of vibes? Yeah. But with our own spin to it, which kind of merges.
Yeah.
You know.
Speaking of Wakanda, we are originally from Wakanda.
The original Wakandians.
Yeah. Google Wakanda, and you'll find out it's actually in Uganda.
There's a bit in the film.
Yeah.
Did you watch it, right? Of course you did.
Yeah, of course. Man.
There's a bit where it zooms in right into Uganda. That's Wakanda.
Oh my God! Don't even like. Let's not.
We'll get emotional. Anyways, so doing that, and then we've got another feature-length film that we write, which is a bit more comedic. But most immediately, we're writing another kind of like funny mockumentary called The Crew, which is about a group of young men that brought together from various walks of life, and they're spontaneously put together to make this boy band essentially.
Oh, okay, cool.
And it's quite funny, so that's what I'll give you. But it's coming out, it's dropping. I think the first quarter of next year. So we're in the.
It's going to be a YouTube series.
It's going to be a YouTube series, yeah. So we're doing that in partnership with Wall of Comedy.
Do you know one thing I love about your production company and what you guys are doing with the content you're producing, right? Is growing up watching TV, especially mainstream channels, right?
Yeah.
They do not represent diversity that there is in society. It's crazy. You know, back in the 90s, you know, you had what's the show with the Caribbean kind of like skit show.
First
of all, you had Man from Peckham. The thingy. Oh my God, the comedy, the barbershop show. Every time I'm in Philippine Peckham, the show that comes to my mind, Desmond's. Desmond's, and then you had The Real McCoy. That's it.
The Real McCoy.
What a show, man. So many legends.
The Caribbean.
And the funny thing is, I still watch the skits on YouTube. They're hilarious. Right? If you haven't, type The Real McCoy.
Real McCoy was the stuff.
Onto YouTube.
I think there's a guy called, I think it's Eddie Nestor that was in it.
Yeah.
There's
so many great people have talented, come out of that.
I forgot to add actually as well, with our production company, we are very, very keen on bringing in young people as well. So the average age of our interns, actually, you know what, the oldest person on our intern team is 19.
Wow.
And they're writing the new show that we have.
Okay.
And it's like, if you were to read it, it's like you would have thought that this was written by like a completely, experienced writer. So we're very much about giving opportunities to people locally.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
Because like I was saying, one of the issues that for me, I got tired of watching mainstream traditional TV, terrestrial channels 1 to 5 to be very specific. Because I didn't feel like they had of recent. It's almost like rescinded. Like there aren't as many programs about that reflect the diversity of the views basically. And literally, I switched to YouTube because there were so many YouTube series that I could relate to that produced by people like you.
Yeah.
Like
do you have problems with No Game?
Oh, bro, yo.
I know the producer.
You do?
Some of my music was on it actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So Brothers with No Game. Mandemont, there's so many shows,
and it's really good quality as well.
It's exactly well shot, well positioned, crowdfunded, just using bootstrap.
Some of it's self-funded.
Self-funded bootstrapping.
The bootstrap.
It was just insane, and for me, I really loved that content because it spoke to me. I could relate, and what has really impressed me with what you're doing is that this is a consistent theme, and you're actually thinking about the big picture. And I can see almost the trajectory because you're doing fashion, music, and property. And actually, those three kind of...
Yeah, and I can kind of explain that actually. Yeah. Because a lot of people...
Did you think about that strategically?
Of course I did. And a lot of people, that's what, they say, oh, you're doing a lot, which on the surface may seem that way, but I've strategically... What my thought process is this. So if we look at people like... your P. Diddy's and your Jay-Z's and blah, who are like the pinnacle of the hip-hop game and whatever. And you look at on the surface level, you see them doing kind of music related stuff,
yeah,
blah, blah.
Yeah.
But the pinnacle of their wealth is from investments, property, ownership of and control of things and equity, basically. So kind of what I want, and then what they've done is then redistribute them funds into the arts, which is what the forefront is, what people absorb, which is the music and stuff like that. But in the background, so like Jay-Z, for example, he owns, I think he has a very significant stake in, is it the Barclays Stadium?
Yeah, he owns. I think he
might part own it, or
he owns a basketball team.
Yeah. Like he's also. I think he might own a bit of Liverpool as well, something like that.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? All these silent things, but
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So these guys they've understood that equity, having equity and ownership, etc. You know, they can use that to springboard off to funnel into their creative stuff. So what I want to do is use property, which is something that will never die. Yeah. Really and truly. It's a long-term asset class. Yeah. Use those funds from that to redistribute to my creative stuff, because on the forefront, everyone knows me as a creative guy, musician, fashion designer, whatever, producer. But you know, in the background, I want to cultivate and be sophisticated with the way I handle business. So property, other investments as well, and use that to fund and place into my creative stuff. So that's kind of the methodology, I guess.
Absolutely. So that's fantastic. Yeah, man. I mean, that's great. So. I mean, the question I'm dying to ask you, and I've always been dying to ask you, and we've spoken about this before. Yeah. So how the hell do you balance all this stuff? Like, I know you've got this famous spreadsheet, like you said at the beginning.
Which you cuss me about.
Like, how do you balance all these things, bro? Because even I'm just blown away.
Yeah, no, I just focus on tasks that move things forward. Okay. Leverage is a massive thing. So people.
Is that how you prioritize, basically?
Yeah. I kind of focus on tasks that actually utilize my skill set. Okay. So to give you an example, my property business, where Josh is the numbers guy, like spreadsheets to hell. I can do spreadsheets, but I'd rather not. I'm sort of more bringing people together, infrastructure, strategy to an extent in terms of the vision, anything to do with design. I literally only deal with that. Okay. Josh does all the numbers, etc. So I find I'm doing what I love. So you know, like when you do what you love, like you just kind of, it just happens. You don't even think about it. Yeah. Like there must be times where you've been on your laptop and you look up and hours have gone by because you really enjoy what you're doing. That's kind of how I feel on a day to day, right? Okay.
So you have well-defined roles in terms of every single thing that you do.
Every single thing I'm doing is well-defined, and I've got leverage in terms of, like, you know, giving expertise to other people, which, you know, because I'm not going to, like, for example, I know for my suit stuff, for example, I haven't decided to set up like a factory or whatever. My speciality. So I leverage that out to, you know, a company that can do that for me. Okay. Do you know what I mean? So I've managed to work out a system to make made to measure suits very, very, made very easily and quite cheap in comparison to the market. So it's all about really leverage. And you know, it's not leverage to say that you're sort of using other people. It's more so that there's a win-win there. Do you understand? So that's what I mean by leverage. So it's a
collaboration.
It's collaboration. That's what I mean. I should have said collaboration actually. So it's collaboration, but then also having an idea of, okay, where's my time placed, etc. Yeah. And then, you know, I've got this really complicated document that has.
I've seen it.
Where, you know.
You just sell it as a template. Sell it, people will buy it, man.
Actually, one time I did tweet. Yeah. I did tweet, and I just said I have a template, and very people got back to me, man.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy. So
it's basically a framework for executing tasks and prioritizing.
Yeah. So like, I know what I'm doing. Yeah. On Friday at 1 p.m. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And you know, a lot of people might say, "Oh, you're a bit of a control freak," but I'm more productive, man.
But that's how you get things done.
I need to get done.
You know, I think I've had that quote that, you know, if you want something done, give it to a busy person, right? Because they will find time. And this is the other thing, you know.
You find time.
Yeah, if something matters to you, you find time.
Yeah, you find time. So, you know, balancing that. But also at the same time, I do. There's a need to also take care of the mind as well. So I'm very, very heavy about that. I'm very passionate about that.
It's great you should say that. Let's first get into a couple of things before we get into the taking care of your mind thing. So, challenges. Right? What I want to know is, like, okay, what kind of challenges have you faced through this course of, you know, trying to get your projects off the ground? Like, are there any, like, 2 or 3 specific things that you can point into, and how have you kind of overcome
from a personal perspective?
It's personal.
Yeah. I mean, this is
Professional? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. So, I've actually experienced ageism.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, man.
Is that in entertainment? Is that in
No. It's mostly in the property.
Property.
Yeah.
Or they think you're too young.
Yeah, and on top of that, the obvious.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like, how are you here?
Yeah,
kind of thing, to be very open and raw, because this is what it's all about.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah. So so it's been an interesting journey. I mean, so one way I've managed to do that, because a lot of people are like, how did you get into property so quick? What I've done is that
is the question.
Yeah. So it's about, the first thing I did was to seek out mentors. Seek out mentors, man. Knowledge, bro. Like, a lot of people try and go around trying to figure it out. Like, go to someone who's done it before. Learn from their mistakes.
Yeah.
And, then take that model and to an extent make it your own, I guess. Use the foundations of that to build. So, I'm very lucky enough to have not made any like ridiculous mistakes, because I've had mentors. I'm sure that if I didn't have these mentors, I would have lost. Yeah.
But the other thing as well you've done is you've upskilled yourself. So you really spent a lot of time studying and reading.
Yeah, I've been studying for a minute.
And this is the thing. A lot of people kind of just want to jump into stuff they don't understand.
Yeah.
What you've done is you've taken time to learn. And this is one thing.
I did that for a good year. I did it for a good year and a bit, where I was setting up my team and finding all my professionals, etc. But I was learning. I didn't do anything, just but learn. Yeah. And that really helped.
Amazing.
So anyways, ageism.
What are the challenges? Yeah,
ageism. What else? Yeah.
Coming with a bit of flavour. Some people can't take the spice.
Can't take the seasoning. That obviously.
What about raising money? Is that
raising money?
Because obviously property requires big stacks, big funds.
Raising money, yeah. So again, this is another question, like, how are you raising this money? You don't have to have money yourself. It's about raising and raising money from other people that have money. So again, you create a win-win situation. So I know people that have a lot of money but don't have the time to do the project themselves, but understand that property is a great vehicle to build. Great ROI returns over a 12-month period. Better than what they're getting in the bank, right? Whereas I have the time, no money. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. But I have the team and experience, so they can leverage that, and they have trust in that I can deliver the desired return.
So you essentially put together a deal. You source.
And
you kind of put like all the.
Yeah, moving parts. So as a developer, a lot of people forget that as a developer, you're not going onto the site and laying the bricks. You're not doing that. Yeah. As a developer, you are. The analogy I like to use is that you are the conductor of an orchestra. So each person in the orchestra, from the violin section to the brass section to the percussion section, everyone is a specialist in their own areas. But then the conductor is the one that makes everything move, and the tempo and how everyone communicates. So that's essentially my job, which is what I'm very, very good at, is sourcing the right people, getting everyone to communicate, creating that project delivery, etc. So that's what developers do. But then, one thing I do mainly a lot from day to day is raising money. So
how's that experience been for you?
It's been interesting, actually. There's been a lot of tests, but
do you raise from individuals, from organizations? From...
Yeah. So typically individuals.
Okay.
So
high net worth individuals.
High net worth individuals. So I'm blessed to have been introduced to various circles, people who have believed in me. I guess I've sold a good story, I guess.
You're like a super champion networking person. Like, honestly, you took me to an event, the Chairman's Network, and it's like a group of like middle-aged executives.
All top, minimum.
Like top
exec CEOs.
Top CEOs, head.
Dude, you got to surround yourself with the people you.
I was like, how the hell did this dude get here? I was nervous just being there, but like, a lot older, from completely different generations, different backgrounds, but you stand out like a sore thumb.
You stand out, you definitely do.
But you have to network to be able to meet these
You've
people.
You've got to do it, and I think one thing that I've been very good at doing is kind of just, it's kind of a crazy thing to say, it's just like in a room, just kind of forgetting that I'm the minority, if that makes sense. Because I feel like sometimes as a people, if we're in a room, we kind of, we use the fact that we're the minority, and it kind of holds us back. It kind of like drives down our confidence automatically.
You're right, bro.
So I come into a room, and I'm on 200%.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, boom, I'm here, man. What? Like, do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And a lot of people find that energy infectious, man. So I think just me being me, like I don't switch up for no one. I speak like this when I'm in these rooms where it's just, to be honest, like a room of like old, middle-aged white people.
Yeah.
And I'm like this, and they find it very like, okay, cool, we like that. So this is how I've been able to, it's weird. Ironically, that's how I've been able to get into rooms with millionaires and billionaires.
It's crazy. How many people try and play roles and pretend to be something?
I don't pretend, man. And I tell people about my story. I'm like, I'm from South London. I'm like, this is how I grew up. And everyone's like, okay. And they like that. That's what's interesting, man. So in the story, if you get your story right, I'm telling you, it takes you far.
It's great.
Yeah.
So, okay, the other thing I was going to ask is, now going back to this whole thing of self-care.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, we all face challenges. Startup life is hard. It's, the stress of the expectations of the management.
Yeah.
How do you manage stress? How do you manage self-care? What's your approach?
Yeah, it's a good question, man. No one's really asked me as direct as you have. Various elements to it. I like to...
I know you go to the gym super early in the morning every day.
I go to not every day, but I do go early in the gym as much as I can, typically 3 to 4 days a week. But there's also a need.
Evidently.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But also, one thing I do is try to create as much silence as possible in my day to day. So
what do you mean by that?
So I switch off all my notifications on my phone.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's so.
I check things at my time.
Yeah.
So WhatsApps and Twitters and blah.
Yeah.
Because it allows me to, because I used to struggle with a thing where I used to indirectly, like, you can't help but watch what is happening around you, like what,
of course,
in a world where I'm blessed to be around people that are doing crazy things at like dumb ages, like. Your Javans and your Percys and...
When you say crazy things, you mean like
amazing... Like amazing, so that's what I mean, crazy, like amazing things are like crazy ages. And then, subconsciously, you can't help but think like, how comes... What am I doing to not... Do you know what I mean? So, there's a day where I just need to switch off all my notifications or something. Do you know what I mean? I'm just gonna... Because then it kind of just automatically stops me from going onto social media and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
there's a need to understand that... Like, believe in your own source. That's a phrase that I love. Believe in your own source.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Source as in peri sauce, or like as in your...
Your source is like, it's that thing that you have that no one else has. Do you know what I mean? That thing that makes you Simon. That thing that makes me Rob.
Okay.
Do you understand? So that's your source.
Yeah.
Like no one came up. Like no one else could have come up with trendy people other than you. That's your source. Like no one could have ever come up with IDEC.
Yeah.
Other than me, that's my source. So
yeah.
Believe in your source kind of thing, and there's a need to just stay on that trajectory. So once you have that self-confidence and this unwavering faith that you can, do what you need to do, and that your timeline is your timeline. Yeah. Then honestly, you de-stress. Okay. So you kind of have to create as much peace as possible within the grind. Yeah. Although there is a lot of noise, but you need to create as much peace as possible, and that's what I've managed to do. There was a point it wasn't like that at all, because I was getting people pulling me left, right, and centre, and you also got to be firm with people and just let people know these are my boundaries, man. Don't do that. Yeah,
I switch off on Saturdays.
I learned to say no as well.
Yeah, that's really important.
I've learned to say no as well.
That's really good for health.
It's helped me, because there was a point where I was doing
everything you can't say no.
Above and beyond for people, and it was.
And first of all, I'm really grateful that you take time out to kind of come and co-host the show
and
and hold me down. Like honestly,
bro, listen,
it's hard out here.
Bro, listen, I
Yeah. So I appreciate
that. Because I know you're going.
Busy. I know you're really busy. You've got so many things to do.
No.
Honestly, bro, like I've got to make this really clear. Like when I first moved to London 3 years ago, it was hard, like incredibly hard.
Absolutely.
I haven't really got family here. It's just like I don't really know people. I'm just on a grind on a daily.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I do my little motivational videos, whatever. But to tell you the truth, the reason I started doing those videos is because there was nobody kind of encouraging me and motivating me. Kind of like, and I felt like I had to wake up in the morning and do these affirmations and kind of look myself in the mirror and be like,
"You are this.
I can do this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this."
Yeah.
And because I had to remind myself constantly. But I'm so glad that I met you, because you you help me, like you ring me up and you're like, dude, like how you doing, man? Like how,
man.
Yo, man, shout out, like just keep grinding. So,
WhatsApp,
and this
is
how, this is what I really appreciate, like the friendship we have, but also most importantly, like your giving ability, because you always outward looking, not just intrinsically, like you're always out there, kind of helping us. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, and I think that basically that always helps in terms of healthcare, of self-care, because people always say that giving actually makes you feel better. It makes you actually feel much.
It's a nice thing to do. I feel a lot of satisfaction in just helping, and I don't necessarily have to get anything back. To be honest, I'm not. There's so many times I've just given to people. I'm like,
exactly. So you're very, very giving, which is great.
I'm cool with it.
So basically in terms of self-care, you work out, you switch off your notifications, you
separate work from, work from players. Take a minute out.
You've got faith as well, like you
I'm very much a God-fearing man.
God-fearing man. Although every once in a while you like to indulge in some extracurricular activities, but it's all.
I mean,
one thing I always say is that sometimes we need to switch off from we need to stop searching for resources and search for the source, right? Like,
jeez, coin that. Love that. That's dope.
Stop searching for resources and search for the source.
The source.
The source, man. Source. Not very, very source, but the source.
The source.
Whatever that source might be, the universe, God, whoever. Just take some time out and just focus on
Yeah, man.
Just switch notifications of. When I see all this stuff, delete Facebook, delete this. Like, actually, that's not solving the problem.
It's not.
You need to learn self-control.
Listen, discipline as well. And I'll tell you one person that inspires me, and he's literally my dad, Denzel Washington, bruv.
Oh, man, tell me about it.
Watch his video. I'm not gonna lie to you,
Uncle Denzel has so many gems of wisdom. Bro.
He's got gems because, there's so many, there's so many motivational videos online and stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of them are saying the same thing, but I like what Denzel says because it's very applicable into your environment. He gives practical gems, is what I call them. And he talks about, he emphasized discipline is, when you think about it and you really deep it, discipline is a massive pillar to get to where you want to get to, man.
That's true, bro.
Just in terms, even discipline to give yourself the space to function.
So, you have a music venture. Tell me about it. How did you come up with it?
Yes.
In a nutshell.
So, Click Sounds.
Yeah. How do you spell it?
Okay. CLIQ and then Sounds.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, clicksounds.com,
Yeah, so it came out obviously from, between a conversation between us two.
We're trying to figure out how can we secure the bag.
How can we
make more money? Sente, we want money.
Exactly. In Uganda, right? So, obviously you're telling me about the whole thing about, the fact that
sound branding
and the fact that, people online, that content creators are having trouble with that.
Yeah.
Because for copyright, etc.
Absolutely, yeah.
And obviously I'm
being taken down at the time.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm a producer myself, so you're like, why don't you create music for content creators? Yeah. And I was doing that already, but I wasn't being paid.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Then we also had the broader idea of, making this a platform for other people similar to myself.
Yeah.
Connect those people, sound designers, music producers, composers, instrumentalists, with some of these platforms, whether they be social media influencers, kind of small to medium-ish brands, then to the higher tier studios, film studios,
agencies, and creative.
But then what the key is that it's bespoke.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like a brief is sent from the clients to people on our side, and you find that the only things that are available at the moment are really kind of
stock music
basically.
So essentially, if you need bespoke music that is made for any of your content, because a lot of content nowadays gets taken down if you post something online without copyrighted music, without authorization, using you get pulled down. So Click Sounds is a platform that connects bespoke music makers
music to
content creators.
Yeah.
Basically, we create bespoke sounds for creators. Essentially,
basically,
that's what it's You really do that, and your colleagues.
Yeah, my colleagues, yeah.
And just the mix, trying to look good in the mix.
Come on, man.
To the look, Rob, it's been amazing having you, man. I mean, obviously you're going to help me co-host the show.
Absolutely.
For as long as, if you're not too busy working on your things.
Yeah. Dude,
and obviously you're always welcome to kind of be here. And also, I can't wait for you to actually drop your own show. Because you have so many gems, you have so many things to share. So
at some point.
So
man,
yeah, man, like
sounds right. Yeah.
any parting words, any lessons, any like 2-3 tips for someone trying to come up that they can.
Yeah. Keep your blinders on, man. Stay in your lane. As much as sometimes that might be seen as negative, man. Stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Focus on that vision that you've sort of paved in front of you. Trust in the process.
Yeah. The vision, bro, is so important.
Trust the process.
Yeah. Focus on the process. I like the vision bit because having a vision is a gift.
It's a massive
gift. It's a gift, whatever, because a lot of people can't see, a lot of people, unless they can touch, feel, smell, taste an idea, they can't really envision it. So actually having a vision is a gift.
It's a massive gift.
It's a gift from the universe, a gift from God. And you just have to stick with it and just persevere and keep going, keep moving, and eventually you get it done. So Rob, thank you so much.
Pleasure, man. Come on.
Pleasure for having you, man. And let's keep it going.